Today I'm here to talk about all things Big Brother. I'm doing a little Q&A. I took questions off of Instagram and Twitter. So I'm just going to go through a bunch of them and let's have a chat about all things Big Brother. Massive thank you to every single person who supported me and everything from, on Twitter to on the Big Brother forums like This Is Big Brother, which is obviously one of my faves, Digital Spy, past housemates, everything. Thank you so much. It was such an amazing summer, and I can't wait to answer some of these questions. Question number one is from Super TV 24/7 on Twitter. As a super fan, what's the best part about being on the show? The best part about being on the show for me as a super fan was probably to be able to nominate. That's something really, really cool, to get the opportunity to nominate and voice your opinions and play a role in how Big Brother is played out for that season. That's probably the best part, if not just like living in the house and living with the people and all that sort of stuff. Very cool. Maddie Scowen from Instagram asks, what was the hardest part about living in the house? The hardest part about living in the house was when you got contact from the outside world. I really didn't like that. We had tasks where they said like, oh, Wrath is the most two-faced, or Hannah is the most negative. Getting comments like that from the outside world was difficult, and I didn't really like it. I wanted to be very core and diehard Big Brother. I don't want to know anything about the outside, so that was the most difficult part about being in the house. Ellie Direx from Instagram asks, who is the mentally strongest person? I believe the mentally strongest person in the house was probably Kieran, who was very good at controlling his emotions, very intelligent, level-headed guy, so I would say Kieran was the most mentally strong. The Peanut Butter from Twitter asks, do you think Tom's exile task on night 1 created the house divide in the early weeks? Yes, absolutely, but I think it's not necessarily Tom's task that did it. I think it's the fact that we had 2 separate bedrooms. So when you have 2 bedrooms, all of a sudden there was that wall that divides you up, and it creates this kind of like border like there would be between 2 countries, and I think that's what created the divide. Of course, Tom decided who would go within each border and each side, but it was the wall within the 2 bedrooms. It would have been interesting to see if there was just 1 bedroom, would the outcome have been the exact same or not? I don't think so. Megan B7X from Instagram asks, was being on a basic shopping budget as bad as it seems? No! I actually really wanted to lose the shopping budget at times in the house, because being on an economy budget is not so difficult. You do get a decent amount of food like toast and butter and eggs and stuff like that. So I didn't really mind it, and I thought it would be more like psychologically interesting if we were on an economy budget versus like a luxury budget, because then people are really tested, and that's what Big Brother is all about. Miri Weary from Twitter asks, Raph, what do you see when you're sat in the dining room chair? Well, you only see a little camera. You see a camera lens looking at you, so it's a bit weird. It's a bit awkward at the beginning, and then you kind of get used to it, and it's fun, and Big Brother's always really good to chat to. Joseph Malpeter from Instagram asks, what is the one thing that you've taken away from your time on Big Brother? I've learned to be more like outspoken about things that I care about. I always was, but I didn't think I would be. I also learned to interact with people from different backgrounds from me. I come from kind of a sheltered background, and this allowed me to meet people from all different walks of life and learn how to communicate with them and stuff like that. So that was probably the best thing to take home from being on Big Brother. Alande1991 asks, your favorite runner-up, including the series on Channel 4 too? Well, of course, including Channel 4, because Glenn is my favorite runner-up of all time. He's actually also my favorite Big Brother UK housemate of all time. I think Glenn was a tremendous housemate, and I was really, really excited to be able to come in the same place as Glenn. Runner-up is where it's at. Amy Exworth from Instagram asks, how would you have felt if live feeds were on 24/7? Would that have changed your gameplay in any way? No, it wouldn't have changed my gameplay, because I was pretty consistent, I think, in the house. But in terms of live feed, yes, I wanted it on. I was so upset to find out when I came out that there wasn't much live feed on. I think live feed is the best way to actually learn about the housemates versus the edited show. I think producers do a good job in creating the edited show, but live feed is so much better. Live feed is what makes you really understand, like, oh, this human is like this, and I can understand how they interact and stuff. So live feed was definitely missing. I think the season would have been better if there was live feed for the whole entire season. Cureless730 on Instagram said, if you had the chance to play the US version of Big Brother, would you do it? And if so, what strategy would you have going into the house? I absolutely would do it. I love Big Brother US and Canada, actually, particularly. Massively, so of course I would do it. What strategy would I have going into it? perhaps kind of a similar strategy to BBUK, you know, like, I know that maybe on the surface I might come across as not very intimidating and not very threatening, so I'd probably use that to my advantage in the Big Brother USA house. And apart from that, really build good social connections, stuff like that. Never be the top on the ladder. If you're in an alliance, be around third. If it's a group of 5, be around third. That's like a safe place to be in. Have someone who I can rely on, have someone whom I can trust. A few different things, but Big Brother USA, absolutely, I would love to do one day. Hannah7 from Twitter asks, when are you next seeing your best friend Chanel? What a great question. I'm actually seeing Chanel next Friday. She's coming to London, so we're gonna party it up together, and that's gonna be great fun. I'll definitely post something with Chanel up on here as well. Imogen from Instagram asks, is there anybody who hasn't kept in touch with you on the outside, and do you know why? Well, this is a juicy question. Charlotte has not kept in touch with me, and I'm not quite sure why. I would love to speak to her. I had a good relationship with her in the house, but she's kind of been, off the radar since Big Brother. So I would say Charlotte was the only person who surprised me, who I had a relationship with on the inside, who I haven't necessarily had one with on the outside. Theo Slays from Twitter asks, cool name, knowing the characteristics of your former house guests, who do you think inserting them into the Big Brother house would have excelled in BBUS? Really like this question. It's probably my favorite question. Thinking about who would do well in BBUS, I think Kieran would do really well. Me and Kieran talked about Big Brother Canada in the house and the strategy behind Big Brother Canada, and I said I thought he'd be really good at it. So Kieran would be one of them for sure. Apart from that, who would be good? I can see Sukhvinder being a bit of like a Neha, like really hardcore, good game player, strategist, but maybe an early boot. I don't know, maybe I'd think I'd be kind of an okay game player on Big Brother USA, but it's hard to say. But Kieran, absolutely, and solid question. Josh Reed asks, what actually happens behind the scenes? You know what? This is something that made me super happy. It's not that different. Like, Big Brother never tells you what to do. It's not scripted. They just let you live your life day to day, 24/7. The one thing that is different is it is filmed 24/7. So there are down times where you don't have tasks and you don't have things to do, and it's less exciting then. Like, not so much is going on, but it's so real. Like, everything you see is just a cut down version of what happens during the day. Not much actually happens behind the scenes that would be like, oh, that's so exciting, that actually happens on Big Brother. And that's what I love about Big Brother so much, is unlike other shows like X on the Beach and stuff like that, on Big Brother you're not told to say something, or you're not told to repeat a scene for camera time and stuff like that. So absolutely nothing particularly specially different happens behind the scenes. But it's still an interesting question. Tegan HC asks, did Andrew ever give Sam the £5,000 he promised? Just quick answer, from all I know, I don't think he did. Awkward. But yeah, that's all I can say on that. Manny Sartorius from Instagram asked, were you nervous? Were you nervous when you were going into the house? And by the way, you were amazing. Thank you. Awkward. No, I joke. I was so nervous. Oh my god, so nervous. I remember just being super scared with the thing opening and people going like boo, boo, boo. And I just thought, oh crap, what have I got myself into? I talked to Emma, completely blanked out. It's the only time that's ever happened to me in my life. So I just know how nervous I was. And watching it back, that's the only episode I've actually been able to properly watch back. And you can tell I'm super nervous because just the way in which I articulate my words and everything like that. Very stressful. Sophie McCormack from Instagram asked, how many times did you audition for BBUK? I really like this question because I hope it encourages other people to keep on applying. It was actually my 4th time applying for Big Brother UK this year. And I'm gonna do another video on this about tips on getting onto Big Brother UK and stuff like that. So that's where I'll talk more about my Big Brother UK audition journey. But I auditioned 4 times. It's not easy. I mean, clearly not easy. It's super tough. So I hope the fact that I auditioned 4 times and got on my 4th time encourages other people to audition several times as well and not just give up if you've been shut down already. Leon Chard asked, hello Raph, in your VT I saw you on a GameCube. What kind of computer games do you play? Well, a great question again. I love this question because I was playing Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers is the best video game in the world, and that's what I was playing. I like to play Super Smash Bros with my friends all the time. Great game. I talked about it in the house quite a bit as well. I'm not a massive gamer other than that, but that is definitely my favorite game, and sports games and stuff like that as well. Reese Gleghorn asked, Week 4, they never revealed your second nomination. Can you? Well, first of all, Reese, I know you're from This Is Big Brother's forum, so shout out to you. And then apart from that, great question, because I can't believe they never revealed it. My second nomination on week 4 was Joe, of course, shocker. Cole Rias asks, was it a dramatic change not having a TV, phone, radio, or even clock in the Big Brother house? Dude, it was crazy, but I loved it. Coming back outside and being, reunited with my phone, horrible. I absolutely hate it. What's really cool is when you don't have technology, it shows that you pay so much more attention to making genuine conversations with people and stuff like that, which you're prevented from doing if you have a phone, if you have a computer and stuff like that. So what Big Brother does is it takes you kind of back to the core before technology came into this world and shows just, how much technology tarnishes the conversations we can have. So it didn't bother me at all. In fact, it's really interesting. It didn't bother any of the housemates really, because everybody thought, gosh, what's the point of this technology? Not worth it, not interesting. Luke Brunsk from Instagram asks, did you regret getting drunk that one night? You know what? I don't regret it. I did regret it initially, and I was like, oh, that's a bit embarrassing. I got pretty drunk that night. But that was part of my time in the house, and to be fair, I always said I would love to get drunk just one time in the house. So I'm kind of glad it happened. And no regrets, right? No regrets. It happened. It's funny to see me lying down on the floor, just passed out. So no, I don't regret it. M. Chelig from Instagram asks, do you still write your own shopping list, or is the food just provided? Fair enough, good question, because what a shame, you actually don't. So when you have a luxury budget, you get an iPad, and you get to type in the stuff, you get an actual shopping list, and you get to select what you want to purchase. So you don't necessarily write it, but you tab it into the iPad. And in the house, Imran did it sometimes, Hannah really liked doing it. Tom got quite involved in it and stuff. Who is your favorite Canadian and American BB player? Okay, so my favorite Canadian Big Brother player is Neha Serene from Big Brother Canada 3. I thought she was incredibly competitive. She had a good energy to her. I thought she was a good role model to young girls. And I met her in Toronto as well, so she's really, really cool. Neha, shoutouts to Neha Serene. My favorite American Big Brother player is Mr. Dan Giesling from Big Brother 10 USA. Also my favorite Big Brother USA season. I thought Dan was fantastic. He was quite a role model to me growing up. Just the way in which he thought, the way in which he acted, stuff like that, I really related to when I was younger. So Dan Giesling is my favorite from Big Brother US. And Neha Serene from Big Brother Canada. But Big Brother Canada do such a tremendous job with casting. I could think of a lot of other people: Sarah Hanlon, Netta Kalantar, Jordan Parhar, Kevin Martin, a bunch of people whom I absolutely adored in Big Brother Canada as well. Willow McDonald, what an adorable person. So next, Raf Fanpage from Twitter asks, did you enjoy the experience as much as you thought you would? And how many times did you go into the diary room to talk to Big Brother? You know what? I absolutely did enjoy the experience as much as I thought I would. I probably enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I had such a great time in there. Every single minute, I'd always be like, okay, Raph, you're in the Big Brother house. You've got to make the absolute most of it. You've got to do everything and make it pumped. And that's exactly what I did. And I had a phenomenal time. I absolutely had a phenomenal time. Met some great people. So yeah, the experience was so enjoyable, couldn't recommend it enough, and that's why I'm going to be making videos about tips on getting onto Big Brother and stuff like that, what the audition process is really like, as much as I can reveal. Obviously there are certain things I can't reveal, but absolutely enjoyed it so much. And how many times you go into the diary room? I went into the diary room almost every day. For me, it wasn't really a sake of me pressing the buzzer. Some housemates would press the buzzer a lot and then they'd get called up. For me, they usually had this thing of really wanting to call me late at night. So usually there was this thing, the other housemates would laugh about it and I would complain about it. I would always get called to the diary room last. And the last person of the day, would Raph please come to the diary room? And I would be like, oh, are you serious? Just when I'm already getting into bed and everything like that. So yeah, that was interesting, I guess. But yeah, I went almost every single day. It does depend on the person. Some people, I remember, I think it was Kieran who told me he doesn't go 3 days in a row. He didn't go 3 days in a row at one point. Chanel went loads. It really depends on the person. But if you press the buzzer, they'll always speak to you, and it's always such a good chat. The diary room is a really, really cool part of the Big Brother house. Finally, Keltrek from Twitter asks, what's next for you, Raph? Well, I'm going back into work very, very soon, next week actually, so that should be exciting. No, I joke, it'll be exciting. And then apart from that, I want to do some YouTube videos about tips on getting into Big Brother, maybe speaking to other past housemates of who have been on Big Brother. If that's something that would interest you, or you have any housemates that you would like me to speak to about Big Brother, just comment below. Hopefully, I was able to answer a bunch of your questions. Sorry to the people whose questions I couldn't get to. I might do a second part of this video if there's a lot of interest, with a few more questions, because obviously there were quite a few, and it would be fun to answer more as well. All the best. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will speak to you guys very soon about more things Big Brother. Peace out. One love. Love, peace, and harmony.